Hey everybody, this is my video post for PE 570, Transportation and Scheduling. I have a kind of unique perspective on this, having been the head coach for 11 years at the University of Hawaii. And so you can only imagine what that entails, scheduling and transportation. Scheduling was always tough when it came to having teams come to us. A lot of times we'd have to do some kind of contract with a guarantee, whether that be monetary $5,000, hotel rooms for their entire team, maybe a meal in between the meets. We'd always try and do fly them in Thursday, do a meet Friday, do a meet Saturday, and then they'd fly home Sunday. So scheduling was always a little bit tough because we were in a conference, but there was no travel required within the conference for swimming, and so we had a lot of people that just come over, and then we hosted the largest on-campus training forum, Christmas forum in the world, and so we had probably 15 schools come to us in December and January, which that's where we made up a lot of our dual meets. In terms of travel, when you travel from Hawaii, especially you sometimes up to 50 athletes. You got to take into account the flights. You got to take into account the time change. We used to do before I got there, a tournament in Texas, but we'd have to fly overnight, and the time change and the jet lag was too much. So we started doing only West Coast, only flights that we could leave in the morning. We tried to schedule after the time change, so it was only a 2-hour difference instead of a 3-hour difference. We'd look for hotels that had free breakfasts. We'd always usually do our transportation with 15 passenger vans if we could. Sometimes you have to sign special waivers for those. You always also have to remember when you're traveling in vans, since there's no undercarriage, the whole back row is probably going to be for luggage and equipment. So a 15 really seats 12, a 12 really seats 10. So we'd have to get 5, 6 of those, make sure we had enough coaches, to do that, because you don't have 25-year-old kids. So sometimes that got tricky. And then the budget is huge, when it comes to that, because, we didn't get a budget travel increase in, the last 8 years I was there. So even though, the flights go up, the hotels go up, and then you can't go more than 2 to a room now. So, a lot of schools, we used to be able to go 4 to a room, and then when they said, no, you have to go 2 to a room, everybody needs their own bed, then that doubles your hotel rooms. So, all of a sudden you got 50 kids instead of, 12 rooms or 13 rooms, you got 25 rooms plus coaching staff. So it's really important that you actually talk to the hotel managers and set up any deal that you can, because of the amount of rooms that you're getting. If you go to the same place every year, try and stick with the same hotel, so you have repeat business. As a coach, you want to sign up for any rewards program or fast break program that allows you to land at an airport, go, forget the counter and go over and have your vans ready. I think that's something that's really, really important, because, and then having an assistant or yourself who's double checking on all the reservations, make sure you can get into the hotel on time, set up your warm up or meal schedule based on that. There's a lot of stuff that goes into traveling with a large group, especially if you have to get on a flight or go out of state. But even within, even getting from the hotel to the pool, we usually had somebody that, we'd get takeout menus from, 3 or 4 restaurants around the hotel, have all the kids give us their order, have a GA go grab it while we were getting the stuff. And that's important too, that, as a head coach, getting your paperwork in on time, because, you have to get the per diem money. You have to, put your travel roster. You have to get all that stuff in so that you financially can, it's not coming out of your pocket. You're getting the POs to the hotels. You're getting everything to the hotels, because some schools don't give you credit cards. Like University of Hawaii, I had no corporate card, which, that's a tough one because if you don't budget correctly, it's costing personally you money, and you might not get reimbursed for 2-3 months. So I think everything's good. In Hawaii, that was probably the biggest thing was the reimbursements. They're a little out of whack there when it comes to that. But for the most part, there's a lot of stuff that goes to travel, especially in scheduling, especially when you're talking about, every meet you do or everything you do is out of state and 3,000 miles away and 2 time zones. So I know it's a little long, but I hope you guys learned something. Talk to you later. Bye.